beautiful Friday. It's already Friday and the sun is shining. I may have to close the blinds a little bit, but I wanted to get on here to share a couple things with you. So first of all, yeah, happy weekend. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate you, and you give me great joy letting me share all of my knowledge, all of my years of working on these different types of art projects and then mixing them and just creating things and being able to share with you. So it does make me very happy. So today I'm going to share with you another Boro inspired Sashiko inspired coin bag. And for those of you who do not know what it is, I'm going to explain it in about 2 seconds. And first, I want to welcome everyone who is new to the channel. Thank you for jumping on board. It's totally free. Thank you for being here. Um, I love your questions and your comments, and a lot of people share their projects with me, and I absolutely love that. When you send your project, let me know if it's okay for me to share, because a lot of you send your photo. So let me know, like, for my email, I can just kind of just show the photo, just the photo. I would love to be able to do that. So let me know. And so if you're new to the channel, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And it's our way to give the earth a little hug. I encourage you to recycle and to work with these materials and supplies as much as possible. As artists, it's our way to make a statement that we really want our earth to be clean, in conjunction with whatever themes you may choose. Like this little turtle right here. This I got at the resale craft, the reverse craft sale. So I didn't, it's beautiful. I mean, this is absolutely, it's not valuable in the way of, monetary gain, but it's absolutely adorable. So little things like that, um, really make a difference. And I'll tell you, in the world of recycling, when you get, like, I don't want to say, like, you get into a routine and you start going to your thrift shops and you start really looking for maybe you're looking for specific things, maybe you're not, or brands. A lot of people look for high-end clothing brands. Guess what? Hi, thanks for being here. The What happens is you end up dressing is in these really valuable, beautiful clothing that people look at you, and this happened to me actually, because the coat I shared with you, it was a Burton. So up here in Vermont, Burton is very high end, guys. You're talking 700. You're talking huge money. Money I would never pay for a coat, seriously. And people say to me, yeah, right, you got the thrift. Yeah, I did get it at the thrift shop. You go to the thrift shop over and over and over, you will find things. Trust me. So with that, if you're coming back, thank you so much, guys, for coming back. So I want to update before we get into this project. I want to update you on the class that I had yesterday. So it was a needle felting class for those of you who love needle felting. So I showed the class a variety of projects that they could work on. This one has its little. So these are some of the projects. And I made these specifically for the class. So you see the little tail on the bunny? So I'm gonna have videos and show you how to do these. This bunny is super duper easy. Nobody chose it. I think it may have been almost a little into, all this is two, so I don't have any with me here. They're like two deco balls. They're like, is that one? No, they're like two deco balls. One is just a little larger than the other. The other is the back end. I had some people who were fairly new in the class to and some were brand new, actually, I guess, to needle felting. Not really even knowing how to hold the needle felting needle, or understanding the dynamics of the jabbing and the hooking of the fibers. So of course, yes, I explained that. However, some of them chose projects that were like, this is beginner. This is, can you see what that is? Here, let me hold it. You see it? It's a bunny, it's an ornament, very simple. It's a deco ball, 2 ears, and the eyes. This is beginner. Well, I really had brought kind of these others for inspiration and for the ones like experience. And so we had a variety of levels, and you just, everybody's different on their approach, but you give them the safety measures to go forward in the method. And the difficult part with the needle felting, for most anyway, it truly is like, it's like crochet, it's like a repetitive, it's like anything, you got to repeat and repeat and practice it. The more you practice it, all of a sudden the shape that you're trying to get is easy and you've got it. But starting out with like this, like a ball, and the other is the way I would start. I would advise, and this is why I did so many of the deco balls. Look at these guys. Are they just too darn cute, guys? These are little owls. And anyway, so we did that. I just love these. These are like my favorite. I actually have to make some of those too. Some of these are make and sell. But whatever, they're a great beginner project. So if you're interested in me doing a video here on those, I totally will. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. As an instructor, I would say with the needle felting, I think it's a really important that the needle felting needle is given to the participants. A lot of classes will say, bring your own. They'll say, bring your own crochet hook, bring your own needle felting needle. Now, where we at River Arts, we supply the needle felting, we give the needle felting needle. We give it to the student, to the participant. Because, especially up here in Vermont, it might take you a little while to send for one in the mail or find one at the store. But let me tell you, once you get to your store, whether it's like Hobby Lobby up here in Vermont, we have a Hobby Lobby in Berlin. That place is so huge that the very first time I went in it, like when everybody said it was huge, oh, Carmella, it's so big, you gotta go see it. And I thought, okay, well, it's probably like Michael's. And Michael's, I think, is pretty big. So I went in it, and I ended up texting my friend. I said, I think I feel dizzy. She goes, well, Carmella, you got to get out of there. It took me like I didn't even get halfway through the store. In a half an hour that I was in there, I could have been in there another hour. The place is absolutely ridiculously huge. Trust me, they will have needle felting needles there. They will have your supplies. They will have the needle felting pad. Now, I tell my students or I like to say creatives. They're not students. These are adults taking one workshop with me. They are creatives. So anyway, with that, I advise them. I say, get a pillow at the thrift shop, cut it like in a square, use the batting, which is also wool. Now, I tell you, I could take a whole class explaining what wool is and the history of it. We have very limited time in our workshops, so we need to kind of get right into it. And even doing that, it's super easy to go over time. It just is. I mean, especially when you're getting oriented, it takes time. So a needle felting project, the projects that I do, all of these that I was getting ready for the class, all of these took me time. These weren't something I whipped up in 20 minutes. These took me time. And they are very simplistic. They're very adorable. Look how cute that one is. I seriously love this one. I just love, love. So anyway, with that, patience with yourself, practicing, repeating, getting the tools that are good for you, and getting yourself comfortable and enjoying the process. So anyway, with that said, another project that takes time and to develop and get your tools and all of it is Boro Sashiko Inspired. So this, as you know, I showed you this a little coin bag here. Usually I put my little bows here, and I decided to crochet a little flower. The reason I did that is because I wanted to show you especially how you can take your different skills, and as we've done in the past, over 800 videos ago, I think at this point, we've been doing mixed media projects here. This is not the first one we've done, and it certainly won't be the last, right? But it's a nice a little rendition of how you can take your different skills. So if you weave things, maybe, because I used to do Indian tie weave, and I was thinking of weaving just a little, like kind of a little belt type, a little closure, for one of my projects. So there's a lot of different, and you could do, macrame, and many different types of closures you can do there. So what I'm working on now, and I'll bring you with me, is another Boro Sashiko inspired coin bag. So I brought it on at this phase of the project to show you what I did. Okay, this has a base piece. You see it? This is a very soft, beautiful cotton piece. This is what it is. Hold on. It was like, I guess you could say it's flannel. It's a flannel cotton piece. It's beautiful. So I just took a piece of it to use as the base for the top part of my Sashiko inspired coin bag. Now, if you look at this, you can say, well, okay, Carmella, you only did Sashiko stitching so far on the edge and the little bird. See the little bird? And you're like, what are you doing in the middle? So with Sashiko stitching, yes, you have so many choices, because guess what? Again, and as creatives, we just love this. There's no rules. I didn't put any picture here on the back of this one. I just freehand Sashiko stitch. And that's how I did this one. Now, and it's totally different material, which gives a totally different vibe and style. So with this one, I decided, I went back and forth and back and forth. I'm like, should I do all around the bird Sashiko stitching? You know why I didn't? Because the bird would blend too much. As it is, the bird is blending just enough with the little daisies. So I just did adapting a Kawandi, a style, which is row by row going in the rounds and coming in closer. I only did a few of those, but you can see the sun is shining in, so it's kind of obscuring this. But here's the first row, and right here is the second row. You can see it right there. So it's red, but I don't know if you can see that right here. So anyway, the reason I did it that way is I wanted to see if the perspective of the bird was changing too dramatically or not. And if it was, I wasn't going to, like if it was blending too much and you couldn't really see the bird, I wasn't going to use it. That's why I only did a couple of rows. And I decided, I took my time on it because I was trying to decide a design. So I decided I wanted to spiffy up the daisies. So what this is the French knot with a little bit of an amendment. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by amendment. So the amendment for me is that when I do a French knot, just like many of you have done the French knot, the trick of the French knot is you got to get close to the fabric, and as you're winding it, and you got to loop it in. If for some reason you can't get close enough, there's sometimes the little, it looks like a little spring of the thread, kind of the little bit of it's popping out. It doesn't look really secure. It is secure, but it doesn't look it. So what I wanted to do was kind of nail it down a little bit. And what I do is I just cross over. I just do a couple little crosses, maybe a little star right in the center of the little French knot. So I'm going to show you. And then here I did the little heart. So, you know, you got to play around with your piece a little bit. And this is what for me, what this will be looking like. I want to bring this up. And then that goes down like that. Is that just adorable? And here's your little bird on the back. So you play around with it. Okay. Now, when I say that, people are like, oh my God, why can't you just say, measure it from here to there to there? Because I'm creating. I'm not measuring things out specifically, and I'm making unique pieces every time. And that's what I want to do. So with this, look, you see this bin? Look at this bin, guys. Look at this bin. And I have even more. And you know what most of these cost? Like $1 or 50 cents. And I'm not kidding you. I have even more. These are all thrift shop. And I get them even though I'm not running out necessarily. I may buy a few more. So let's see here. I will put, let me pick a color. Pink is really adorable here. Pick, we've got that coral. So, and yellow and blue. So we're going to go down here with, we'll pick a color you can see really good. This is a nice coral. Okay, so we're going to pick this, and I'll do a couple of French knots with you so you can see. This needle, I could use a smaller one. It might work, in fact, a little better. It has a wider eye. But this is not, this is so blunt, it would be difficult for me to pull it up through the fabric. So I do want something a little sharp. And it doesn't have to be, in my opinion, it doesn't have to be any specific type of needle. You can use this type and do a nice knot. So when you start in the base, I'm going to go down here. So I'm just picking a spot there. I picked that little flower, and I'm just focusing on the centers of the flower. So I'm going to go down. Let's see if I can put this down, guys. Let's see. So let me just move a couple of more things. Thank you so much for being with me this Friday morning, guys. I appreciate it. I really do. It's a beautiful, beautiful Friday. And so much to do today, especially since there's no snowstorm right now. So, okay, so we come up here. What you're going to do is some people say wrap it around like the back side of the needle away from you. Okay. Others, I've tested it both ways. I think it's really okay either way, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. 8 is a good number. 9 is okay. I'm going to do 9. So where you just pulled up that thread, you're going to go down right next to it with your needle, and you're going to go into the back part of your fabric, leaving all those little loop-de-loops on there. So all you did was wrap loop-de-loops around your needle, and then you're going to pull. Okay? This is the concept. Let me give you the concept. This is we'll do it again here. This concept is you go up through, you're wrapping the little loop-de-loops around, and when you go down right next to it, what you're doing is securing those loop-de-loops. Now what I'm doing is Carmella's rendition for security of my little French knot and the little bud that I'm trying to make. I could have just done a little X a couple of times in the middle, or even some little seeds. We're going to do some seed stitching in the next one. You're going to see how just seriously adorable it is. So I'm just kind of coming back over. I'm like coming right on over the little loop-de-loops, and I'm securing them just a little bit more, but keeping the little circle. Okay, so that is what I'm doing. When I come in the back here, I'm just kind of going through whatever little stitch I might have, give it a nice little knot. Again, don't pull it too tight, and let it have a little tail. Okay, so it doesn't come undone really quickly. So let's see here. I could do another one of these red flowers, because the red just stands out so beautifully. Now they got blue there. Yeah, we'll do red here. Now I may have enough. Let's see. Barely. Let's see if we even have enough. You need a little bit of your thread to be able to wrap it around and then be able to dive back through. So we'll come back up here. Okay, so you're just wrapping it around. You're holding the embroidery needle as close as you can to your fabric. Wrap your little loops around. You're just wrapping around like that. See, wrapping around your embroidery needle. And if you want the little French knots to be fairly the same sizes, stay with the same amount of wraps. Okay? And the tricky little part is coming back. And now you see I have the needle right next to where I came in. It's hard to see, but that's where it is. And I'm going to push it through. You see all the loops on there? See the loops? And the needle goes through and it just makes a little knot. And you just pull it through carefully. Oh, like that. So and you can leave it like that. You can leave it. That's the beauty of the French knot, is it kind of gives that little 3D effect. But as I said, what I'm doing is coming back up through, and that's just a Carmella thing. This isn't something that you necessarily need to do. So I come back up through, and I just like to secure it a little bit more. And that just kind of brings it, for me, it just kind of brings it down a little bit closer to the fabric. whoops, it came off. See, it's getting short. And this is rather a longer needle that I have, but I picked the longer needle or embroidery needle because I wanted to be able to wrap those loops round. Does the needle have to be, if you don't have a really long needle, no, you don't have to worry about it. It will work. Um, Maybe you just start out wrapping it with 3 or 4 and just see how it works. Okay, so there. So this is something I just wanted to jump on here today and share with you. I am finishing up this beautiful little coin bag, and this will be, I will put it on here as a short later today, and over on my Instagram at Carmella-Teresa, and I will see you later today. With that, you have a beautiful day. A love and light.